2 minutes gone, Tottenham on the ball on the halfway line. Davis forward into Kane, lovely flick to Giovanni Lo Celso over the halfway left hand side, crossfield. He finds Emerson Royale, who brings it down and looks short into the feet of Lucas Moura. Put a bit more sauce on that than was necessary there. Looked one way and passed the other, Firmino style, but Firmino does it for goals, not short passes 40 yards from goal. Into the feet of Harry Kane here, who's drifted a long way from centre forward, as is his way these days, as Paul Parker noted for us pre-game. Ben Davis here, left of that defensive trio, down the line towards Heung-min Son, intercepted by Victor Lindelof. What are the gaps that Spurs can exploit here with Man United playing a back three, Paul?
I just think in front of the back three, to be perfectly honest, I've just seen there, and virtually there was set for Wan-Bissaka because it was on this near side. It was 4 across the line there, just marking nobody. So that's the bit they can exploit and get a lot of space in front of the back three, I should say, or 4, depending what side of the pitch they're on, and maybe try and get possession there and then maybe exploit that space. But they need Harry Kane in that hole, facing up more than anything to really exploit it.
Heung-min Son left hand side in the opening exchanges. Through the centre, Lo Celso is off the shoulder of Harry Kane, who's pushed on to Harry Maguire for the moment. Ball is with Lucas Moura, who's got it on the halfway line. He's up against Fred, who carries outright. Fred stays with him. Back to Emerson Royale. It's into the feet over on that far side of Oliver Skipp. And it's found its way to Eric Dyer in the centre circle. 4 minutes gone, it's 0-0. It's Tottenham dominating possession in these opening exchanges. But Paul, as we've seen from both of these teams in recent weeks, and the stats back it up, they're not particularly pressing teams, so we might see a lot of this tonight.
I think we definitely will. They seem both content just to pass back with Eric Dyer. Has just done it there. He could have gone forward, driven into the half. He didn't really want to do it. And I think we've just seen why he doesn't want to do it.
Yes, a long blast forward, sort of towards Heung-min Son, but it was nearer us than it was Heung-min Son. It goes through to the goalkeeper, David De Gea, all in bright yellow away to our left. Forward. Not scored in the Premier League since that winner against Manchester City here last season. He was on for about 30 seconds or so before scoring. Into Harry Kane, once again a long way from goal, links up with Royale, another pointless back heel. This time it goes to Lucas Moura. Heung-min Son miscontrols, Luke Shaw nicks it off his toes and clears it up the line towards Ronaldo, who won't get there. And it's almost a little bit like lower league side coming to a big team at the minute, the way Man United have set up.
Well, they're just sitting off, they're not trying to close them down at all and react to the fact of the way Spurs are passing the ball quite laboured, and if United were just to squeeze on a little bit higher, they could nick the ball higher up the park. Tottenham have gone back now towards their own goal on the fact of their own making rather than United's making.
A lot of this last week from Spurs against West Ham in the Premier League, in a game I was at. They like to play it around this sort of area. It's when they get into that offensive third what they do. That'll be the difference, and Lo Celso's trying to be that difference here. Drives forward down the right hand side. He finds Emerson Royale, a couple of step overs, this time in an attacking position. Cross is blocked, breaks to Son, who shoots, deflected. It's heading towards goal, not on goal, wide of De Gea's goal. Corner Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, he's tried something there out of nothing, Son, really. There wasn't a lot in front of him. He's just taken it upon himself to step inside at the corner of the box on his weaker foot. He gets deflected off of Fred, but at least it's a shot at goal more than anything. There's been a lot of touching of the ball without anything progressive. He was progressive there, Son.
Deflected on its way through, and it will be a corner on the right hand side. First corner of the night for Spurs. Over on that attacking right, Heung-min Son is over it. Crowd of players around the penalty spot. No one in the 6-yard box, no one on the post either for Manchester United. Ball is whipped in, Ronaldo away. As far as Lo Celso on the edge, who swings the left boot at the ball, was Giovanni Lo Celso. It wasn't a particularly good effort. Nearly found its way to Harry Kane, but it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot about that really, and it was quite soft really. There was no real challenge in the box. Harry Kane has stayed in. If he did get a touch of that, he would have been deemed offside anyway. It's just two sides here at the moment who are afraid to really make any kind of effort at the moment and really go for it. Both sitting off, and as the saying goes, we need a goal in this game already, Tom. 7
minutes gone, it's 0-0. It's Manchester United coming forward for the first time really in this match. Down the right, Wan-Bissaka takes Davis on the outside, dummies the cross, then there's a couple of drops to the shoulder to get away from Davis. Done well there. Back to Bruno Fernandes. Crosses in. Cavani's flick header. Almost a trademark Cavani flick, but couldn't get that one on target. That's a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think you have to be looking at, especially more so with Ronaldo. You have to get the ball in the box as early as possible. So the moment he sees that ball go wide, Ronaldo, and he gets set, he's making his run. It has to go. Fernandes will do that. I don't think Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw will go that way. That's the difference. That is the problem. If Fernandes isn't working to set things up, I just wonder how goals are going to be made for this United team.
Would be. I nearly caught there by Cavani. He was challenged by the Uruguayan, got away from that, got away from another challenge, somewhat luckily. Eventually makes the halfway line. Man United win it back into Ronaldo. Romero has brought him down. An apology from Romero. He was doing that a lot last week to Mikel Antonio as well. Christian Romero likes to let the forward know he's there, as they say.
Yeah, I think he's taken it upon himself that he wants to make his mark on Ronaldo. He's going to be looking to make his name playing against Ronaldo and not giving him a kick. When I say that, I mean in trying to stop him getting the ball, not literally kicking him.
Poor pass from Fred towards Fernandes allows Tottenham to clear it, not for long. Wan-Bissaka has it on the right hand side now. In field, away from the challenge of Davis and away from Skip as well, and he's still going here. Cavani with the shot, blocked by Dyer. Far too easy there from a Tottenham perspective for Wan-Bissaka to get into the penalty area. Up to Harry Kane, challenged by Fred, and it's the away side now having a period of domination in the match. It's recovered by Maguire midway inside his own half.
Yeah, that was good work by Wan-Bissaka there. He's made something out of nothing. He had no outlet. He had to do it by himself, and he done it well in the end. Pulls it back to Cavani in the end. That was blocked as well. It was a shot on target, but blocked by a Tottenham defender. Shaw
into Ronaldo, left hand side, 40 plus yards from goal. Challenged by Lo Celso. Is Fred on the edge, tees up McTominay for a blast. It's blocked by Højbjerg. Breaks to Wan-Bissaka, who brings it down, corner of the area. Shout of handball, not given. Chip cross, good ball. Ronaldo over his head. Royale will get there before Shaw. Shaw's tagged him late.
Stupid.
And that's a poor challenge there from Luke Shaw. And that's a free kick for Tottenham Hotspur by their defensive right corner flag.
Yeah, ridiculous challenge by Luke Shaw. Just stand still and earn a corner from it. Don't just give a foul away, let him off the hook. And Wan-Bissaka again initially went on the Maisie, and he gets a ball into the far post. And I think it's Ronaldo at the far post, but Ronaldo, I think, was caught out because Wan-Bissaka's played a perfect ball, but he wasn't expecting Wan-Bissaka to put the ball like that. He stood it up really well to be attacked, but Ronaldo had already made his run and it went over the top of him. He'd got underneath the cross.
What is your view on Aaron Wan-Bissaka in terms of his offensive and defensive capabilities?
Defensively, he does a really good job defensively. He falls asleep when space around him. I don't think he sometimes positionally is very good, but you ask him to do a job 1 against 1, he'll win most of those battles. Still got a long way to go in the attacking point of view, really.
Lovely challenge there by Heung-min Son on Lindelof, and he drives forward the South Korean. No way past Harry Maguire, who's on the left of the 3 central defenders. Varane in the centre. Fernandes forward, slips in Ronaldo, and Romero's tried to cut him off at the pass, unable to do so. The ball went through to Hugo Lloris, all in green away to our right, the Tottenham goalkeeper, but nearly Ronaldo sneaking in after Romero just went a bit too firm there. Here's Mora trying to slip in. Harry Kane straight to Rafael Varane. Poor pass to Bruno Fernandes, challenged by Oliver Skip. Breaks back to Lindelof midway inside his own half. 11 minutes gone, it's 0-0.
And what we've got now already is the game is starting to open up. I think we're seeing the tale of 2 bad defences at the moment in time. The game has got really big at this moment in time, and it's you can attack when I attack, and even Manchester United now are keeping the ball better. They don't often play in this fashion, but Spurs are letting them do it because it's not in Spurs' way to actually close people down. They'll shuffle across, but they're not going to work here and try and get your head down. They'll just keep shuffling across, and hopefully you'll give the ball back to them.
Cavani and Shaw try a 1-2 over on that far side. Christian Romero steps across and then runs towards his own end line. Didn't quite know where to go there. Cavani cut off the pass back to the goalkeeper. It's cleared into touch for a throw into Manchester United, about 35 yards from the attacking left corner flag. 12 minutes gone. It's Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0. Reminder, you can tweet us at TalkSport Live, the place to get in touch. Benjamin says, what kind of formation is this? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not happy with the way they've set up today. And Eddie Kenny says, poor pass by Fred. No need to say that, just say pass by Fred. We'll infer the rest. Keep the tweets coming in to at TalkSport Live, your views on the match and indeed the day, where the headline is that Crystal Palace have once again been a thorn in the side of Manchester City. The Eagles won at the Etihad by 2-0. Lots of other really interesting stories, but that certainly will be the big headline of the day, whatever happens here unless we get a Liverpool-style scoreline. It's a lovely ball by Shaw, left into the penalty area, right to Ronaldo, cleared away by Tottenham. United come again. Here's Fred. He's gone down in the penalty area. Another United player's in there as well who's gone to the ground. Can't quite see who that is. Mora tries to bring United away, challenged by Bruno Fernandes. And now Romero has gone down off the ball. So there's 4 or 5 players now making it seem like they've been injured. I have my doubts.
The only thing I've seen go down quicker than that is Skittles in a bowling alley. What happened there? I don't know.
Well, we're getting a replay here, Paul. You tell us, because suddenly everyone seems to be on the deck, and I don't quite know what happened.
Well, Fred initially falls down, but that's usual. He falls over quite easy. Scott McTominay decided he wanted to be like Fred and go down as well. Doesn't make sense. And no one touches Scott McTominay. He just falls over for some unknown reason.
Well, it looks like he gets a little elbow, maybe from Romero on the way through, maybe?
He might.
Accidental little glance?
Yeah, but he might have done that, Tom. But why does he hold his shin bone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is his nerve endings finish in different places to normal human beings?
But then why did Christian Romero go down a few seconds later outside the penalty area when he's the one that looked like he might have grazed it? Anyway, we're back underway. No one's been booked. We get on with it. Lucas Moura has it in the centre circle for Tottenham Hotspur. Into Heung-min Son. Back to Moura. He goes down on a challenge from Bruno Fernandes. Referee says play on, and we do. Lo Celso over the halfway line, right hand side by about 5-6 yards, onto Emerson Royal, who finds Heung-min Son, held up by Varane, and here's Royal again. Heung-min Son, right side line. He switched to the right now, Heung-min Son, having started on the left hand side. The South Korean forward, the Premier League top scorer for Tottenham Hotspur at this stage of the season. On the right is Lo Celso. Royal again, triangle balls into Heung-min Son. Ball in is away by the head of Victor Lindelof. Only Kane was in there and the ball was played nowhere near him. Header forward by Tottenham. Royal and Shaw battle for it. It's out for a Manchester United throw by the away fans over on that far side.
I'm still looking at this now and I'm trying to work out this 3 at the back. Too many players in the back line, Tom. Far too many. It's totally unnecessary, this system, because Tottenham, if they're lucky, they've got one player up, which is Kane, but Kane is dropping off so deep. It's just a waste, really, having 3 centre halves on the park.
But a clean sheet is the goal tonight, right, for Manchester United. 10 goals conceded in October, the worst of any team in the league. Yeah,
in theory, yes, but still, they could have had a more progressive player on the park, an extra creative player, or just another, like Fernandes, and another creative player on the pitch, rather than having 3 centre halves just staying in there. So all they're doing is staying in. Harry Kane is not attaching himself to them at all. He's going nowhere near them. So all they're doing is just
right side of his face, as if he's caught a stray arm from Harry Kane, and the England captain, but weirdly not Tottenham captain, is not happy about that.
There must have been something there, without a doubt.
Well, we're watching the replay and
there's nothing there,
is there?
Yeah, I just made that bit up. I said before, don't take me seriously.
It looks like the arm is swinging, but then it swings down and there's no real touch from Kane on Varane. He's got the free kick.
Well, definitely not on where he was holding his head. It was at the back of his neck. Oh, he's done it again, isn't he? He loves to challenge that lad already.
Yeah, that's Romero and Ronaldo again, sliding in, getting stuck in. It's out for a throw this time.
Yeah, he's an accident waiting to happen.
Unless he times them all right. Yeah, across the game. 23 years of age, Christian Romero, Argentinian international, on loan for the season from Atalanta out in Serie A. £42 million, the option to buy should they want to. His clearance only finds McTominay here, into Fernandes, back to McTominay. McTominay slides in to retrieve. Højbjerg gets there first. Down the line from Royal towards Moura, hits short, and it's out of play for a throw on the far side. Paul, it's been frantic so far, but not a great deal of quality after 17 minutes.
There's been no quality at all. It's just 2 teams who are just all out in certain ways, and they want to make as least mistakes as possible, individually and collectively. Oh, what was that?
Shouts of handball, not given by the referee. We play on, challenged by Lo Celso on Fernandes, gets Tottenham on it, forward by Kane, blocked by Varane, towards Cavani, who tries to flick onto himself, but he wasn't there, so he finds Emerson Royal, who knocks it back to his goalkeeper. Hot potato football so far from both teams.
It certainly is, and we're looking at sides who are supposed to be fighting for Champions League spots at this moment, and neither of them are looking anywhere near Champions League. Champion League teams at this moment in time, it's been very poor quality at the moment. Even when they get on the ball and try and get passes together, they just seem afraid to go forward. Everything's backwards. See, Skip gets the ball over the halfway line, goes back over the halfway line to pass it back in their own defending half.
Enjoyable game though so far, despite the lack of goals and goal mouth action, because It's two teams trying to rebuild shattered confidence in the Premier League following recent results, and certainly not two teams that like to play too daring, adventurous football. You get the feeling maybe the first goal might be the winner here, the way the game has gone. The sheer volume of mistakes being made. It's all bets are off time at the moment. 18 minutes gone, it's 0-0. It's Tottenham on it over on that left-hand side with Ben Davies into Oliver Skipp. Back to Ben Davies. Heung-min Son forward by Lo Celso. Kane round the corner. Davies back to Lo Celso. Into Heung-min Son. Looks to turn Lindelof. Challenged by McTominay. And Manchester United can bring the ball away. Wan-Bissaka is brought down.
Slow, quick, slow. That's the game winning. He got quick then when Spurs got onto the ball. They moved it around quickly, but they weren't going anywhere. All in the same area. Didn't look to spread the play. Every player got together on his near side. There was nowhere to go other than this little area because they couldn't spread it the other side.
Either manager happy so far, Paul?
To be 0-0, both managers will be happy at this moment in time.
That's Paul Parker with me, who's always happy. The former Manchester United and England defender. Of course, Premier League Live regular as well. He suffered through some tough Man United days in recent years, but maybe today is the day it all turns around for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not with Luke Shaw giving the ball away as poorly as that. Then he falls over, brings down Lucas Moura.
What are you doing?
And from comfortable possession, Luke Shaw moments later is yellow card.
It's absolutely, that was embarrassing from Luke Shaw. Dawdles on the ball, gets caught in possession with it, and then he, good challenge, and then he tries to make out he was fouled. When, honestly, it's like watching a child in a playground where normally you get them back home and you teach them a lesson about respect, and that was totally wrong by Luke Shaw. And if it was going for a rugby trial, they wouldn't have him in there because he can't tackle around the legs properly.
And who tackled him? That man Christian Romero again.
Yep.
Getting stuck in for Tottenham Hotspur. Shaw in the book, and Spurs clip one down the line to Harry Kane, who's with Varane. He holds up Harry Kane. Knocks the ball into touch for a throw over on that far side. 20 minutes gone already. It seems to have disappeared in the work of a moment. Colder so far, but so much on this game for both of these teams. Capacity crowd of 60,000 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, one of the great venues of English football. Christian Romero on the halfway line. Spurs play it back to him, and they find Lo Celso being very busy in the opening exchanges. Into Moura, then to Son, back to Moura. Lovely footwork to get away from Bruno Fernandes. Left to Davies. Davies cross, blocked by Wan-Bissaka, who dived in. Looked to me like it hit his face. Shouts of handball from the Spurs crowd, and one or two Spurs players as well. This will surely be a corner, though it will be getting checked, of course.
It's come off his shoulder, if anything.
Yeah, he can't give that.
Yeah, it was side on, and not in a million years is they going to ever give that. His arms are brought in close.
Well, it's good defending, isn't it? Because he tucks the arm in.
Yeah, he tucked the arm in. It is good defending. I don't know why he's wearing gloves for. I don't know what part of London it's below freezing at the moment.
Hey, I get cold fingertips. I don't mind the short sleeves and gloves. People hate it, but I get very cold hands. I'm with Wan-Bissaka on this one. We're not as rugged as you are, Paul. We wouldn't survive in the wilderness like the Parkers. The Rennies like to be inside, as it seems to the Wan-Bissakas. Anyway, corner coming in here. Lo Celso, low ball near post, very poor. And it's away by Bruno Fernandes, who loops one up, but not very far away. Heung-min Son misses the bounce, then loops it forward to Lo Celso. Fernandes away, recovered by Davis, one back by Fred. Cavani battling for it, looped up in the air by Højbjerg. Then Maguire heads away. Cavani can't bring it down. He loops it over to this near side. Ronaldo. Finally, someone brings it down. He chests it to Bruno Fernandes. Over the halfway line. Manchester United. Ronaldo, with one of his trademark first-time backheel passes, finds Fernandes. Back to Lindelof. Then McTominay. And Manchester United have a comfortable possession now on the halfway line. Tottenham very much in their defensive mould within seconds of losing the ball. You expect that from a Nuno side. Not really expected from a Tottenham Hotspur side, but that's something the Spurs fans will need to come to terms with over time. Here's Lucas Moura, won it back for Spurs. Lo Celso, lovely bit of control, gets away from Varane. He then goes down. Varane's got a cheek complaining about a dive. It may have been Maguire with the final challenge here. Stuart Atwell is walking towards him, and Maguire's a bit like, what? It was Varane, wasn't it?
I thought it was Varane. I really don't know what he's seen there, the referee. I don't know if anyone will get in his ear, tell him any different, but
well, they both seemed to tackle him, didn't they?
Well, they both stuck a leg in. No one's actually made contact with him, to be perfectly honest. And they all come about with Lindelof trying a silly pass from right to left, gets cut out, and they go bang straight to the heart of defence. Get a free kick on the edge of the box. Harry Maguire gets a free kick against him, and then he gets a yellow card as well, there was no contact there, Tom. He's gone down and the referee's fallen for it.
Tough times for Shaw and Maguire at the moment, as we saw last week. They are both in the book, and Spurs have a free kick. Harry Kane is over it, looking for his first goal at this stadium in the league this season.
Can I ask you a question, Tom?
You can.
What is Dyer doing there at a free kick?
Dyer loves to give these a wallop, and if he does, I fear for the wall and everyone in the crowd.
Yeah, it just doesn't make for him to be there.
Well, Kane has walked away. Dyer has stayed. Kane is now in the wall with Davis. Lo Celso's over it too. Fred's doing the draft excluder. It is Lo Celso. Hits the wall. And that's going to be picked up on this near side by Oliver Skipp, who brings it back to his right boot. Infield to Mora. Reverse clip to Heung-min Son. That's a good ball. Son brings it down. And Son lobs it over the top. That's a lovely pass into Heung-min Son, who brought it down beautifully. And he should be finding the back of the net from that position, puts it over the top.
Well, you would expect him to find the back of the net without a shadow of a doubt. I just think he ends up taking the shot on with the outside. He's bringing his right leg across the front of his left leg. Even a bad touch from his left foot. He's onside, by the way, because I think Cavani played him on off the far side. Yes, and he should have gone with his left foot, Tom. He's gone with the outside of his right. He's brought it across the front of his left foot. If that's a left foot half hit, that's a goal.
4 goals in 8 appearances this season. Heung-min Son in all competitions. Good record against Man United as well. 3 goals in 2 last season. Didn't find the back of the net there. We are still at 0-0 as Shaw looks over the top, and Bruno Fernandes could be in here, just couldn't control the bouncing ball. He is in the area with the ball under control. Crosses to Cavani, who heads towards goal, and it's a second big chance for Cavani, and it's a second big chance that goes wide.
It's just a shame, really, from that initial ball from Luke Shaw. He's onside, by the way. It's a lovely little pass, and he just gets around it, so he just goes past him, so he has to check back, gets it back on his right foot, and he stands the ball up lovely for Cavani, and Cavani's making a run. He's had to virtually stop his run and then try and head it. No great pace on the ball coming towards him, and I'll tell you what, that ball, if he actually goes on target, that's a goal, because Lloris couldn't move, and it was aiming towards his right hand corner, and he wasn't going to get there. He is seriously annoyed with himself now, Cavani. And that's what he does, his movement, his quick movement, while Ronaldo is quite laboured in the way he moves. You have to bide your time. Cavani makes up ground so quick.
Not scored in the Premier League since the 1-1 draw against Fulham back in May. Not scored in 6 this season. While struggling with an injury, picked up on international duty, so isn't quite at his absolute best yet. But Ronaldo and Cavani would be a wonderful strike partnership if this was 2011.
He needs a run now. He just needs his engine. He's just got it purring at the moment. He needs games just to keep going and going now to get his mojo back.
Tottenham starting to press because Man United are playing the ball around their penalty area rather aimlessly. Forward, blocked, and then slides in. A bit reckless with the challenge, but Højbjerg didn't make a meal of that one. Spurs retake the ball in the centre circle.
He could have done, by the way he went in there. Fernandes, someone does that to him, I'm sure he would have certainly pulled a face about it. It was initially trying to nutmeg someone when it was easier to give a simple pass to his left.
Little example there of the petulance you occasionally see from Bruno Fernandes and Manchester United, but Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, most appearance in all comps for Tottenham this season, the kind of player that suffers no falls and takes no nonsense. And they're in the area here, Tottenham, with Emerson Royale, who jinks away from a couple of players, can't get his cross in. Heung-min Son takes it by the corner flag, cross is blocked by Varane. That's another corner for Tottenham Hotspur on the attacking right. 27 minutes gone 0-0.
Yeah, and that started with Son making a great late run towards the byline. And no Manchester United player went with him. There's more bothered about sticking their arm up, asking for offside, rather than doing the job and then waiting for an offside to be given. And they got away with that one.
Call on the attacking right. It's a third corner for Tottenham Hotspur. The first 2 had no real impact. Heung-min Son to deliver, right-footed. It's headed towards goal
Offside.
And turned home by Christian Romero. And Romero is celebrating. Paul Parker has said offside. For the moment, Tottenham are celebrating. It was Dyer's header. That may well have been going in, but Romero's turned it in. Now the offside flag has gone up over on that far side. Romero's celebrations are cut short.
Yeah, what's the referee going to speak to him for? That's a strange one.
Well, it depends here. We're seeing the replay as to who heads it towards Romero. That may well be a conversation. It looks in the replay that we are seeing that he is well offside. It looks like Dyer heads towards him. This seems a bit open and shut.
Yeah, without a doubt. It was offside to me. I could see it. I've seen it. I don't see how that can be given, to be perfectly honest.
And so you can see why the celebrations were a bit muted there from the Spurs fans, but certainly an effective corner from Spurs for the first time. Not something that's been a speciality this season. It is still 0-0, 28 minutes gone between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United here on Premier League Live. Tom Rennie and Paul Parker with you. The ball is with Scott McTominay, lip of the centre circle in the Tottenham Hotspur half. It's outright to Wan-Bissaka, who carries it back towards the halfway line. Your tweets about TalkSport Live. I like this from Pepe, who says, listening whilst walking my dog on a sunny Colorado Saturday morning. Rocky Mountains on my left, the South Platte River on my right, and a mug of Earl Grey tea in hand with Premier League Live and Paul Parker in his ear. What more could you want? Thanks for that tweet. At TalkSport Live is the place to get in touch. Let us know where in the world you're listening, and yeah, be as picturesque as that. That was fantastic from Pepe there. 29 minutes gone. Ball is with Scott McTominay on the halfway line for the Red Devils of Manchester United. Still no real breakthrough for them. They haven't really got through on Hugo Lloris as yet. But they are at 0-0, and the way they set up, Paul, for this game with essentially a 7-man defence, that's kind of what they would have wanted after 30 minutes.
That's exactly right. It is that way. They've got too many chefs in the kitchen at the moment, Manchester United. Bit unnecessary, the amount of players have got in that back line. Here's
Shaw driving forward. Fernandes in the pocket, right to Wan-Bissaka. Low ball across the penalty area behind Cavani. Behind Shaw, recovered by Ronaldo over on the far side. He runs Emerson Royal. Step over and cross. Away at the near post by Højbjerg of Tottenham Hotspur.
The thing about Ronaldo, if someone was to do that while he's waiting in the box, he'd have the raving hump, because he'd want that ball delivered a lot quicker than what it was, and he spends a lot of time on the ball doing his step overs when the ball could go in early.
30 minutes gone. Man United coming forward. Right hand side, Wan-Bissaka infield. Winds up across. That's a good ball. Ronaldo at the back post, brings it down. Tries to set up Luke Shaw with a volley, but doesn't find Shaw. Finds Mora and Højbjerg bringing the ball away. Into Kane, onto Mora, flick to Lo Celso. Nowhere near him really. And Lindelof sweeps up, knocks it back to his goalkeeper, David De Gea. What about the way Tottenham are playing here? Do you think maybe they've made any plans for Man United playing this formation this week?
I don't think they could have done, because no one knew it was going to happen. You just don't associate Manchester United with three at the back. Again, is he kind of trying to keep everyone happy again by playing the three of them? Because, I mean, Lindelof has done nothing to be left out, nothing wrong to be left. Has been threat going forward. Can't say any different really. He's been maybe the best United player going forward. Cavani's been in and around, getting on the end of things, hasn't made the contacts he wanted, but he's been available, he's been around. After that, you're kind of clutching at straws.
Ball on the halfway line here with Scott McTominay running from right to left. Wants a pass and finds Maguire, who can step out in that more offensive position of left central defender onto Luke Shaw, sideline, level the penalty area, into Cavani, back to goal. Back to Shaw. Here's Cavani. Chip towards Fred, who makes a move. Fred miscontrols, and it's cleared away by Hugo Lloris, having been fouled by his central defender, Christian Romero, who had a goal disallowed a couple of minutes ago, quite rightly, for offside for Tottenham. On the right-hand side, Wan-Bissaka again, who's been a perennial option in this game so far. Ronaldo on the side, finds Fred, bit of space. Fred will shoot! Oh, what a good effort that was! Fred from distance, it's on target. Hugo Lloris, who's done nothing so far, had to be alert, was alert, fingertips it round the post.
Well, Fred's actually hit that. I don't think Lloris has seen that until later, because I think that's gone past Romero, and that's when he's seen it, and he's made a good save to his right. And the reason why it's a really good save, because the ball's gone flat, and it's gone out towards for a corner rather than pushing it straight out where there would have been oncoming players.
That's something Fred has got in his locker that not a great deal of defensive midfielders have. Look at each other asking why you both did that wrong. It goes out for a goal kick.
I mean, if that comes off, everyone says great pass, and when it goes out the way it does, you turn around and say, well, it's just a straight pass in the end. What can someone do with that? It's virtually coming quite straight. You're not going to go and score from anything like that. And then he wants to look at players and try and blame other. It was a difficult ball for someone to contend with, to be perfectly honest. And it comes to nothing in the end. He was better off shifting that ball more to his right and having a striker goal from that distance. Same distance as what Fred was.
34 minutes gone. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 0. We thought pre-game it would be quite even, and so it has proved. Possession 50-50. Attempts at goal 5 apiece. Nothing on target so far for Tottenham, just the one, as we saw moments ago from Fred, for Manchester United. It's all been broadly similar for these two teams at this point. It's looked nervy. It's looked like two teams that can't quite impose themselves on the match. And one wonders if either is going to be able to do so from this point.
I think we have to say as well, as both these sides are teams that don't really play the game with keeping the ball. It's not how they build their games up. Both of them really want to play in the counter.
Here's Harry Kane. Good win from him, and he slipped in Heung-min Son. Son may be offside, but he's bearing down on goal. Heung-min Son! Brilliant block. Brilliant work from him on the cover. Characteristic play from him, but Son was offside. That has now been given, and I think at the time he should not have been.
No, he shouldn't have been offside, really. Wan-Bissaka's made a great recovery, and to be honest, really, the reason why he's made that recovery, because Son ends up having far too many touches. He's gone in a wider. Every time he's had a touch, he went wider and wider. Wan-Bissaka's made a great recovery to get back on him. No, not many people would have caught him, but still, he was offside initially. All that work for nothing, really, by Wan-Bissaka. It needs a linesman just to lift his flag a little bit earlier, save players' legs.
Tremendous defensive work, nonetheless, from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That's what he's known for. The defensive sliding in, the last-ditch blocks. He certainly made his name doing that for Manchester United. It's the offensive stuff that is occasionally called into question, but not today. He's looked maybe United's most dangerous player. Hello to Peter Kane, who's listening from the beautiful peace and quiet of a Galway bog in Galway, Ireland. A Lake Norient fan listening to us. Great to have you with us. We always appreciate a picture or two. That sounds like a lovely way to spend your afternoon listening to Premier League Live.
What did you say, Galway what?
A bog in Galway. There was a bog, a rattling bog.
Right, okay. It does know there's a different... Bog means a different kind of thing here.
They can be very picturesque in Ireland.
Right, okay, that's good though. That's good then.
35 minutes gone. Hello as well to Steve, who's with us in Ibadan, saying he's not particularly happy with disunited. I think he means this is a disunited team as opposed to this United. It was a wonderful play on words. Maybe work better on Twitter, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you for that. Keep them coming in to add TalkSport Live. Good play by Heung-min Son here. Nicks the ball back for Spurs, midway inside United territory. Finds Romero in the centre circle. Heung-min Son now the man dropping deep, trying to get involved in play. See that a lot from Tottenham. You get the feeling their players are a bit frustrated. The lack of action they get in the offensive third. They all seem to be coming deep to try and get involved in it.
I don't think you need that sometimes. I'm looking out. Look where Harry Kane is now on this near side, and he's come deep just to play the ball back again. Son's the highest at the moment, not anymore now. Mora's the highest. They've got a wonderful front three there, but you want them all utilised in the right areas. It's not coming deep.
Scott McTominay has gone into the back of Romero here. Romero has gone down. McTominay is not happy that free kick has been given. You're seeing the knee in the backside of Lo Celso from McTominay.
I can't wait till the day a footballer falls over and he doesn't whinge and pull a face like he's been shot.
You have to watch your old VHS, the big match for that, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That's not the way the game has gone, unfortunately.
It's that grimace every time they go down. It's just strange, really.
You've got to be both footballer and amateur dramatist these days, as Heung-min Son looks to slip in Davis. Not a great ball from him. Wan-Bissaka will get that. Not going to go into touch, though, so Wan-Bissaka's got to deal with it, and he does. Having a very good game tonight. Aaron Wan-Bissaka finds McTominay down the line, who's been tagged by Lo Celso.
No, he threw himself to the floor, by the way.
And there's the way it goes. A lovely big scream as well to go with it. Fernandes carries on. Maguire finds Shaw, and United are over the halfway line. Cristiano Ronaldo finds Harry Maguire. Left to Luke Shaw. Leaves it for Cristiano Ronaldo, who turns forward and knocks it into the path of Bruno Fernandes. Shouts of offside, not given. Back to Fred here. He'll find Scott McTominay. They're working it a bit quicker now, Manchester United. Right to Wan-Bissaka, back to McTominay in the centre. Shaw's an option left if he can find him, and he can with a big diagonal. Shaw miscontrols. Moura nicks it for a second. Shaw retakes it, runs towards the end line. Shaw's done well. Cross comes in into Wan-Bissaka. First touch is poor. Shot blocked. Ronaldo blocked. Here's Cavani. Here's Fred. Bruno Fernandes chipped forward, away by Romero for Tottenham Hotspur. Maguire takes over, on to Luke Shaw, back to Bruno Fernandes, diagonal ball to Ronaldo! Sublime! Sublime goal from Cristiano Ronaldo, whose brief goal drought comes to an end in characteristic Cristiano style. Volleys home for 1-0.
Yeah, I want to say, could see it coming. I don't think anyone could see a goal coming in this game, to be perfectly honest. And that was something out of nothing, really. It was a wonderful ball, I must say, by Bruno. Ben Davies, at the moment in time, is trying to see if he can get his neck any longer, because he needed it longer at that point, because he was stretching and stretching, and in the end he knew he wasn't going to get there. He should be stepping up as the last man, but he gets caught out by the movement of Ronaldo. And he just panics and goes back with him. Rather than stepping up and getting him offside, he goes back with him, and that's when the battle was lost, because he was never going to get that ball from Bruno Fernandes. Played at an angle to the right-hand side, and Ronaldo strikes it across the front of the goalkeeper into the far post. A wonderful finish, great movement.
Cristiano Ronaldo finds the back of the net in the Premier League for the 4th time this season. Hadn't scored in any of his last 4 league matches. His worst run since November 2017 for Real Madrid. That was also 4 in a row. I know, terrible record, right? That's a wonderful goal from Cristiano, and it's just about what Manchester United deserve for that period of pressure. Now it's finally something has happened, and it was always going to be a moment of class. And that class comes from Cristiano for Manchester United. 40 minutes gone, it's 1-0 to the Red Devils at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. We've not seen a great deal, Paul, to suggest that Tottenham are going to be able to get back in this game at least before half-time. No,
nothing to suggest that they are going to score a goal. They look at them the way they've passed the ball. I think so they look like they've had more of the ball than Manchester United. Maybe not by the stats, but in theory, when they've had the ball in better areas and passed it in a more positive way in better areas than what Manchester United have. The only thing, though, they haven't threatened David De Gea at this moment. He's had nothing to do, really, David De Gea.
40 minutes gone, and it's Tottenham who are trailing on the ball. Lo Celso over the halfway line, right-hand side, crossfield, pass into Davies, a little bit soft from Lo Celso, but it's recovered by Davies, who finds Skip. Fired to Moura, lovely first touch. What's he going to do with it now? Edge of the area, tries to beat both Fred and McTominay, no way through, and McFred bring it away. Here is Bruno Fernandes, runners right and left here for Bruno Fernandes, and he's overrun it, runs into Højbjerg. Ronaldo, Cavani and Fred were all calling for it, and Bruno Fernandes almost forgot where the ball was.
He did. He had too long on it, to be perfectly honest. He's had his touch. He normally shifts it a lot quicker than that, and mostly then demands it back, but he kept running, and in the end it was easier for Højbjerg just to take it off his toe. 3 players have made good runs off of him, and he never used them.
Tottenham look a bit all over the place here, and Manchester United could really capitalise before half-time. Here's Wan-Bissaka on the right into Ronaldo, challenged by Romero. He's done well, Romero, and then Ronaldo's elbowed him in the face. Now that could be big trouble for Cristiano Ronaldo. He swung the arm into Romero, who was certainly getting physical. Romero is pouring gravy all over the goose here to make sure everybody knows that he's been caught in the face. And on first viewing, that looked like a swing of the arm, and I think Ronaldo could be in trouble here, Paul.
No, nothing there at all. I think he's put his arm across the front of him. Does he mean to push it into his face? Takes a lot for it.
Yes, he does.
Well,
come on.
I personally don't think so. I think Romero has made a lot of it, majorly a lot of it. There was far too much he made out of that. It wasn't a swinging arm.
Just a free kick, goes the way.
It's all about opinions, Tom.
Absolutely right, and I bow to your better judgment. Mind you, Stuart Atwell agrees with you, so now I change my mind. I don't know. Either way, it's no further punishment for Cristiano Ronaldo.
And remember the people in the broom cupboard as well.
That is true. Watching it at Stockley Park, the team headed up by Darren England. Didn't think that was anything more than just a free kick going Tottenham's way. Maybe I was drawn in by the wonderful acting performance of Christian Romero. The Oscar goes too. A couple of minutes to go until half-time. Here is Giovanni Lo Celso, who's been busy, if not particularly creative so far. Into Moura, a long way from goal. More the halfway line than the penalty area. On the halfway is Dyer on the ball. Oliver Skipp. Left to Ben Davies. Davies will find a pass infield to Højbjerg, who goes cross-field to Royal in some space. Royal up against Shaw. A couple of step-overs, as they all do these days, but doesn't really go anywhere with it. Back in field, away from Cavani, still going Royal. Square to Lo Celso! Scraps the shot at goal from the D, but it's always rising. Dyer was worried, but didn't need to make the...
Everyone was falling asleep at one moment then when Emerson Royal had the ball, but he kept alive and he ends up finding space because United players ran past him, and he gives it to Lo Celso, who does go too high of it, but it's just good. And the fact for Tottenham is that they've made something happen. They've gone at the defence, made something happen, had a shot, wasn't over the ball, and it goes high and wide, really.
Better, though, from Tottenham Hotspur. Probably the best we've seen from them in this game so far.
Yeah, as good as it's been, really. They just need to work out how they're going to try and break down this defence of Manchester United. It's a case of United that has got so many players, red shirts, in that back line. It's that Tottenham have got to fathom out how they can get around them. Uber
caution is not a bad tactic when you're leading by a goal to nil against a side who don't exactly throw caution to the wind in Tottenham Hotspur. I've always said it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, tactical genius. Don't at me. Here's Lo Celso on the halfway line. Fernandes chasing him down. He's up towards the halfway line. Lo Celso still going. Cross comes in. Blocked by Wan-Bissaka. Corner to Tottenham on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's just gone with a little bit of purpose. Just maybe backfield it back to Ben Davies, and then maybe he would have put it in the box, but he decided he wanted to go on his own, wanted to earn something out of it positive, and he's earned...
To use on Lo Celso so far. Despite maybe a lack of impact in the game, he's tried to get Spurs up the field, and he's taking this corner now. That's a good ball in! Oh, and it's over the top. It's Davis at the back post, 4 yards out, leaning back a touch, and heads it over the crossbar.
Yeah, he was going back. The ball was being pulled away from him, and he's ending it back, and he's got in the way of Romero. I'm sure Romero will let him know that as well. If he doesn't attack that, Romero is coming in on that on his own. That's why he's looked down at the ground at Ben Davies, and Ben Davies is glad that he's wearing a white shirt rather than a red shirt, because he's safe in a white shirt with Romero in his team.
Big chance goes begging for Tottenham Hotspur as we have 1 minute added on at the end of the 45. We are 30 seconds already into that additional minute. Upfield towards Cavani. Romero wins it back. Up to Kane. Flicks it on, but there's two centre-halves behind him. Maguire pumps it away. Royal beats Cavani, but Fred beats him to the ball. And Cavani will backheel it to Fred. Here's Ronaldo. Centre of the field. Looks to his right. Finds Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes clips to Cavani. Cavani towards Fred. Poor ball. Romero intercepts it. Backheel towards Royal was cool and calm. And that is the end of the first half. And it's a first half that's been pretty even and quite negative from both teams. And it needed a moment of quality to separate the two. And you know where it came from. The right boot of Cristiano Ronaldo, his fourth goal in the Premier League this season. A wonderful volley separates the two teams. Tottenham got a big job on in the second half. Analysis will follow, plus we'll go around the grounds from the other Premier League games today at half-time if you stay with us. Otherwise, we have second half commentary in around 15 minutes from now. You are listening to Premier League Live.
It's the ultimate fusion of football and celebrity.
The Best 11 podcast from Talk Sport.
Johnny Owen and Mark Webster interview the biggest names in popular culture.
Looking back at the role the beautiful game has played in their lives.
Paul Weller. Could I just start off apologising for last weekend?
Actor Stephen Graham. Good morning, Stevie.
Morning. Sharing their earliest football memories.
How they celebrated their team's successes.
Culminating in their all-time best 11.
Noel Gallagher.
Let's deal with the hangover and let's have it again after that.
The Best 11 podcast. Subscribe now on Acast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Tom Rennie. Join me for a weekly podcast, Week in the Tackle, available wherever you get your podcasts. I'm going to be joined by Brian Dunseth, MLS legend,
to tackle the biggest stories from the week in soccer.
And the great thing about working with Tom and making Week in the Tackle is we're only going to be covering things we think are worth tackling.
This show is all about passion. What's going to get us riled up? What's going to get you riled up to give us all something to chew on?
We're not here to sit on the fence and tell you the stories of the day. That's what your phone's for. You'll be scrolling through Twitter while listening anyways.
Exactly. I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. I'll save you the trouble. It is all bad news. This show is about tackling all the news of the week, giving our take on why it's interesting and why we think you should know.
Who should be bought? Who should be sold? Who was right? Who was wrong?
Strong opinion, big stories, no agenda.
Week in the Tackle is available on Mondays from wherever you get your podcasts. If it's a big story in soccer, we'll tackle it.
Got an unquenchable thirst for sport? Get up to
the win, keep the clean sheet. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, tactical genius.
Let's put it this way, Manchester United haven't conceded yet and they're 1-0 up. It's everything that he wanted. If he could have a first half, it's exactly what he'd want, and he's got that. Performance-wise, it's nothing to talk about. On the point of being safe, they've done that. They're safe at the moment in time. Spurs haven't really laid a glove on them at this moment in time.
Tremendous finish from Cristiano Ronaldo. It's all about Tottenham from this point, Paul. What can they do? What will they do?
I really don't know, because no one's known that this season. Tottenham have been really very awful this season. Nothing about them at all. Carrying on from last season, the saving grace for last season was it was in front of empty stadiums. Now the fans are back in, and now they've seen it. There's a problem. Like there's a problem with Manchester United. Both of these two great clubs are having massive problems at this moment in time, and defensively, attacking wise, people asking questions about individuals, people asking questions about the team, managers being questioned, and as we all keep saying, you can't always can't keep blaming managers. All you know, the only thing you do know, I should say, is that managers are the focal point, and they're the ones who will take the brunt of what goes wrong.
Yeah. Paul Parker, thank you very much indeed. More from Paul as we get towards the second half in around 7 minutes from now. Elsewhere today, stories all around the Premier League. Let's get around the grounds right now. We start at the Etihad Stadium, where Manchester City took on Crystal Palace. Toby Gillis watched it for us.
A nightmare before Halloween as Pep Guardiola's 200th Premier League game in charge of Manchester City ends in disappointment with a performance that deserved defeat. Wilfried Zaha, the pantomime villain for home fans, but he didn't really do much wrong, taking advantage of a mistake by Aymeric Laporte to scuff a left footer into the bottom corner in the 6th minute. From there, defensive organisation and fight reminiscent of Palace boss Patrick Vieira as a player, and City rarely looked like getting back in, especially when Laporte hauled Zaha down on the stroke of half time, last man, and inevitably a red card followed. It was too much even for a man of Guardiola's tactical nous. Yes, Gabriel Jesus had a goal ruled out by VAR for a narrow offside in the build-up, but Palace sealed it late on. Conor Gallagher smashing home as City pushed men forward. Vieira's been suggested as a future City boss. Not a bad way to start your audition. Manchester City 0, Crystal Palace 2.
Toby Gillis reporting massive result for Crystal Palace and indeed for Manchester City. Liverpool title challengers as well as Man City. They took on Brighton today on Premier League Live. Russell Hargreaves watched it for us.
Liverpool 2, Brighton 2. The Reds lose ground to Chelsea in the title race after a riotously entertaining match that they could have easily won, but also could have equally easily lost. With wing-backs Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold pushed high upfield, Liverpool effectively played with two at the back. It was a gamble that appeared to have paid off when Jordan Henderson and Sadio Mane put Jurgen Klopp's men into a 2-goal lead. But when Mane's potential third was rightly ruled out for handball, the tide of the game turned big time. The Seagulls hitting back with a stunning long-range lob from the far touchline by Enoch Mwepu, and the home crowd was silenced even further when Leandro Trossard jinked infield to slot home following good work by Anfield old boy Adam Lallana. Mo Salah and Trossard again both had goals narrowly but rightly ruled out for offside in what was still an incredibly good advert for the Premier League. Graham Potter's men showed great mental fortitude and quality to earn their point, and Klopp stays stuck on 199 career wins as the Reds manager. The German arguably left with more questions than answers after it finished Liverpool 2, Brighton 2.
Russell Hargreaves, thank you very much indeed. Another good performance, and today result from Brighton. So Liverpool dropping 2 points, City dropping 3. So a good day for Chelsea to win, did they? They were at Newcastle. Tim Long was there.
Another northeast nightmare for Newcastle, a horror show on home soil greeted by boos at the final whistle. And while their future potential to go from beast to beauty is quite scary, their position in this Premier League season far more frightening. Chelsea dominated possession throughout, albeit fangless in attack before half-time, failing to generate a shot on target. But the Blues really started to growl after the break, and Sue drew first blood. Right wing-back Reece James smashing a left-footed lightning bolt into the roof of the net on 65 minutes, after an excellent dribble and cross from Hudson with his right boot 12 minutes later. Two tremendous pieces of technique, two sweet and succulent strikes. The league leaders really sunk their teeth into Newcastle's neck at that point, Georgie. 4 minutes later, after Hudson-Odoi was tripped by United keeper Carl Darlow, the hosts finished with just 21% possession and just one tame target in the full 90 minutes. It's a happy Halloween for top-of-the-table Chelsea, but with the January transfer window still a long way off, the trapdoor of relegation creaks beneath the feet of the Magpies. 3-0 at St James's.
Tim Long reporting. Great win for Chelsea. Rough old night for Newcastle United. Second from bottom, 4 points, now 3 adrift in the relegation zone. Burnley against Brentford also today, a surprisingly entertaining game for the always lovable Andrew Self.
It finished here at Turf Moor, Burnley 3, Brentford 1. Burnley continued where they left off at St Mary's last time out on the front foot. Brentford were without their normal keeper Raya for the first time this season and brought in Alvaro Fernandez for his debut in the Premier League. And Raya's absence took its toll on the Brentford rearguard, who looked very nervy from the off. Burnley front foot took the initiative early on when Wood finished a superb ball from Loughton from 18 yards to give Clarets the lead. VAR stopped Cornet from making it 2-on-16, but a cross from Taylor saw a mix-up between Fernandez and Henry, and it saw the impressive Loughton nip in to head home from 6 yards. Cornet did get his fourth in 4 when he curled in from 18 yards to give Burnley a 3-goal lead at the break. It took Brentford until the 65th minute for their first corner. They looked a shadow of the side that had burst onto the Premier League scene. Saman Ghoddos did fire in a beautiful mid-air volley on 18 minutes to set up a nervy finish for Burnley, but the Clarets got over the line to clinch their first win at Turf Moor in 15 games. It finished Burnley 3, Brentford 1.
Andrew Self, thank you very much indeed. Elsewhere today, Southampton 1-0 victors over Watford, and Arsenal. Great performance to beat Leicester by 2-0. Here, Tottenham trailing at half-time by 1-0. Second half follows. Stay with us. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Got an unquenchable thirst for sport? Get up to speed with the day's biggest sports stories with the Talk Sport Hit. Crammed full of the latest team news, big match previews, and discussing the day's hottest topics.
An improvement week in, week out.
Plus, get all the latest results and full fan reaction to the biggest events in world sport.
It's a wonderful goal!
Satisfy your thirst for sports news with the Talk Sport Hit. Subscribe now on Acast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Talk Sport. 20 years old and still not able to make a cup of tea.
That's a great starting point, I think. Excuse me.
With bitter experience comes great responsibility.
Let's go to Cumbria and Fraser. Fraser, good morning. Hello. Fraser, get out of that lane.
The nation's first and best commercial sports radio station.
Live, lubricated and legendary.
20 years of Talk Sport. Previously on White and Jordan.
This is rewarding mediocrity. No. It's not. It's the exact opposite.
Two towering giants of sports media.
He's got COVID-19. He's got Newcastle wanting to sue him. He's got broadcasters pulling money out of deals left, right and centre. You wouldn't want to fly with this guy, would you?
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Double trouble, daily drama and searing debate.
Continues weekday mornings from 10 on Talk Sport.
20 years of Talk Sport.
Gentlemen, good evening.
There's no such thing as an overnight success. Strong opinions.
I spend my life covering the big game at the big level.
On DAB, medium wave, and on your smart speaker. 20 years of Talk Sport.
Previously on White and Jordan Radio. Continues weekday mornings from 10 on Talk Sport.
The Women's Football Weekly Podcast.
With Faye Carruthers. All the action, excitement and drama from across the entire women's game.
Clean off the line by Steph Horton.
Including the Women's Super League.
Ellen White is there to tap it in.
The UEFA Women's Champions League.
Lana Cleland striking from outside the penalty area.
And the Euro 2021 qualifiers.
On the edge of the area to Emsley. And Emsley's going
to the Women's Football Weekly Podcast on Acast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You are listening to TalkSport's coverage of Tottenham Hotspur 0, Manchester United 1 from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm your host Tom Rennie. The former Manchester United and England defender Paul Parker is with me. This is Premier League Live. Cristiano Ronaldo's goal separating the two teams. The second half gets underway and Manchester United coming forward already, and McTominay has found Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's in the area, forced out wide by the pressure from Romero and Royale, but Manchester United keep possession over on that far side with Luke Shaw. I'll run through the two teams for you shortly. At the moment it's the Red Devils very much in the ascendancy at the start of this second half, attacking the goal away to our left. Shaw running at Royale. Royale has won it back. He wants a free kick, not going to get one. He's kept the ball. Højbjerg will clear it down the line, but Maguire has swept things up in favour of Manchester United. Very good start from the Red Devils at this point. Tottenham, well, we've not seen them on the ball as yet. Fernandez and Wan-Bissaka try a 1-2, which works. Into Cavani, who leaves it for Ronaldo, cleared by Royale. Up towards the halfway line where Fernandez will get Man United back on the ball again. Paul Parker, not the reaction that Nuno Espirito Santo would have wanted at the start of this second period.
Nor the Tottenham Hotspur fans either. They expected something positive to happen.
Well, De Gea's chipped it straight to Lucas Moura, and there's a chance here for Tottenham from nothing. Moura to Son! Oh, he's put it wide. Heung-min Son, first time in step from the D. I expected the net to ripple there, and it goes wide.
Yeah, that was poor from David De Gea. Didn't have to do it. He's giving it straight to Moura. Moura didn't give it Harry Kane. He wasn't happy. And Son has pulled it wide of the post, well wide, to be perfectly honest. I think everyone knows he's better than that in that position there. So many times he's hit shots first time, and our surprise goalkeepers busted nets and given Spurs decent results.
Well, there you go. Action-packed opening minute of this second half. Here's the teams. Tottenham, Hugo Lloris in goal. Back four. Left to right, Ben Davies, Christian Romero, Eric Dyer, Emerson Royal, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, Oliver Skip in the centre, Giovanni Lo Celso at number 10, Lucas Moura, Heung-min Son supporting Harry Kane. Chance here for Cristiano Ronaldo!
I think that's offside, isn't it?
He looks offside.
Yeah.
He scores with characteristic style. Goes to celebrate with the Manchester United fans before stopping his run towards them before we got the celebration, because the offside flag is up. We look at the replay now, Paul.
He's offside.
He's offside.
Yeah, and he should have seen that, to be honest. Scott McTominay should have seen he was offside and not played the pass, to be honest. Could have gone a little bit wider.
What a finish though, Paul.
He was always going to finish well in that position. I think Lloris had stopped as well. He knew it was offside.
That is some strike from Ronaldo. He's put his foot right through that. It spun away from the goalkeeper into the top corner. Sensational finish. They are just checking the offside. We don't see the lines these days on our monitors, so it is being double checked. So we will let you know as soon as we get confirmation as to whether it's a goal or not. I will give you the Man United team whilst we have this break. David De Gea is in goal. It is offside. Back three, Harry Maguire, Raphael Varane and Victor Lindelof. Luke Shaw on the left, Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the right. Scott McTominay and Fred in the centre of midfield. Bruno Fernandes at number 10. Edinson Cavani and Cristiano Ronaldo are the front two. Just to confirm again, that was given as offside. On the bench for Tottenham, Pierluigi Golini, Matt Doherty, Sergio Reguilon, Davinson Sanchez, Joe Rodon, Dele Alli, Steven Bergwijn, Japhet Tanganga and Tanguy Ndombele. Man United, Dean Henderson, Eric Bailly, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Jesse Lingard, Diogo Dalot, Jadon Sancho, Nemanja Matic, Donny van der Beek. Stuart Atwell is out back at Stockley Park. West London HQ doing the VAR work just then. 1-0 to Man United, 49 minutes on the clock. Pretty decent start to this second half.
Yeah, it started off looking all Manchester United. Tottenham weren't in it, to be honest, and they've suddenly got themselves in it with a shot by Son. Other than that, really, it's been Manchester United, and the next bit is Tottenham.
Yeah, it's a good play on the right-hand side here for Tottenham. Royal and Lo Celso combining. Before the cross could come in, Luke Shaw puts in a really strong tackle. Lo Celso back down the sideline. Pressure from Fred. He finds Højbjerg with nowhere to go. Fire to Moura. Challenge from Maguire. McTominay sweeps up, and Man United can break. Here's Fred on the left-hand side. Challenged by Royal. Into Ronaldo. Back to Fred again. He goes down and gets a pretty soft free kick from Stuart Atwell.
Really soft.
Fred apologising to his teammates for not releasing. We're going down under very gentle pressure from Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. 50 minutes gone, 5 of the second half. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Cristiano Ronaldo with the goal. Free kick cross field. Won by Davis. Breaks to Wan-Bissaka on the right. Approaching the offensive third with the square pass to Bruno Fernandes. Back to Victor Lindelof. Turn of pace from Lindelof. Driving towards the penalty area. Through ball to Cavani. Blocked by Dyer. Skip's pass was poor to Lo Celso, falls over as he tries to control. McTominay and Ronaldo with the 1-2 before McTominay loses it between his own feet, and Tottenham can bring it away. It's very similar to the start of the first half, really. Both teams keep giving the ball to the other. This time it's Royal to Shaw. Shaw is fouled. We play on, and Ronaldo carries the ball cross-field with the ball at feet. Bruno Fernandes on the right. This is a very difficult game to assess at the moment, Paul. I'm glad I'm doing my job and not yours.
Honestly, you're just trying to fathom out. You just want some team to get a bit of cohesion in either team to get that, and then you might have something happening. But both teams are so disjointed with and without the ball.
Fred's run into trouble, gives it to Romero, who again loves a tackle. And here's Lo Celso, and there's a chance here if he can find Heung-min Son. It's an atrocious pass from Lo Celso, nowhere near the run of Heung-min Son. And a sliding challenge on the cover gets the ball away from Manchester United. But all of a sudden it looked like Son was in there.
He was, and Fred was like so slack on the ball then. It had to go first time from Lo Celso, and he would have been away from Lindelof. He has a touch, and he looks, and then he tries to make the pass. Soft pass with his right foot, which I don't think is his stronger foot, and then that moment was lost.
Just got a bit muddled there. Giovanni Lo Celso Tottenham have already given the ball away from that throw. Fred forward to Cavani on the halfway line. It's back to Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo makes a run down the right hand side. It's clipped into him. Dyer's header breaks the Wan-Bissaka. Into Ronaldo. Ronaldo helps it back to Fred. Just stretched to get it. Fred with a good pass right to Bruno Fernandes. Held up over on that far side by Ben Davies. Manchester United happy to have possession in Tottenham territory as Tottenham have to regroup again, and they're not in complete control, Manchester United, but certainly been the better team, I would suggest, after 7 minutes of the second half.
There's more progression in what they're trying to do going forward than Tottenham at the moment. Tottenham are playing in spasms at the moment, and when they do get one of those spasms, it's not controlled at all. It's all kind of hit and hope with Tottenham.
Fred's been caught by Højbjerg and Moore on the halfway line, and Tottenham can bring it clear. That's not a good pass from Royale. Flips it short to Davies, who just gets there before Ronaldo. And Tottenham have possession in their own half, midway. Højbjerg over the halfway line to Lucas Moura. They're about to make a change here, Tottenham. He's seen enough as the manager, Nuno Espirito Santo, as the ball is clipped into the diagonal run of Heung-min Son. He's carried it out to the end line right-hand side, in front of that cop stand away to our right, Tottenham. White shirts, navy shorts, navy socks. Here's Moura into Lo Celso with a terrible touch. Shaw can bring it away. Shaw kicks it into touch. And a change is coming up now for Tottenham, and it's Lucas Moura who's going to be withdrawn, so it's just a straight swap they're making.
Well, I find that taking him off, I find that strange. And the Spurs fans, they're finding it strange as well. He is a workaholic. When Spurs haven't got the ball, he's the one who generally is chasing around out of that front three. And if he was to bring off Harry Kane now, I bet that wouldn't get the same reaction as what he's got, Lucas Moura.
Well, it's the obvious change, isn't it? He's been terrible, Harry Kane. He's not been in the game. He's not been up to the standards that we've seen over the last decade or so in the Premier League. And Lucas Moura's been very busy.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense. It's a straight swap. It changes nothing and it improves nothing. He's a good player, Steven Bergwijn, but is he better than Lucas Moura particularly?
Not really, no. He hasn't. Well, we haven't seen it. He had a decent start when he first come in. He had a decent start when he lost his way. I think he got a little bit Mourinho'd.
A gentle but not particularly loud chorus of "you don't know what you're doing" from the Spurs fans, following a rather audible boo at that decision. But maybe Steven Bergwijn can turn those opinions around. I don't think that's a reflection on Bergwijn. I think that's a reflection on Moura going off, and the manager, who I think it's fair to say is not universally popular at this stadium at the moment.
Well, that certainly didn't help his scenario by doing what he's done there. He would have been the last. When you need someone who's going to dig in for you, you don't have to ask him twice, Lucas Moura, in my opinion.
They've won a corner here, Tottenham, down the right-hand side. Cross was blocked, and they've got a chance to deliver for the fifth time from a set-piece in this match. Heung-min Son is over it, right-footed. It's away by McTominay. Emerson Royale brings it down, looks for Son on the right, up against Fernandes. Shuffles the cross, back to Royale, looping ball, away by Cavani. Covered by Højbjerg. 55 minutes gone. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. They're still in the game here, Tottenham. Lo Celso from deep, left-hand side, onto Harry Kane. He's up against Wan-Bissaka. Drops the shoulder, forced away from goal. Wan-Bissaka doesn't give it up. And it's short to Højbjerg. Down the line to Davies, who looked offside. Not given, and now it is. Cross comes in the end, but he was offside. And Paul Parker, why is Harry Kane the man over on that far side trying to cross that ball?
I've got no idea. I don't know what he's doing. I sound like a football fan there, don't I? I really don't understand. This has been going on he's doing it for club and country. What's the point in paying a midfield player to play in midfield when he's got a centre forward who's coming back to try and play in there as well?
McTominay nearly robbed there by Lo Celso. Son and Kane were lurking. United get it away. Fernandes back to Wan-Bissaka. Davies and Wan-Bissaka battle for the ball. It's off the Spurs man last for a throw over on that far side. Well, what is the story then? I mean, we speak about it a lot, but has he been told to do it, or has he not been told not to do it? Is it so effective they should keep on doing it?
Well, they certainly shouldn't keep on doing it because it goes against the rule. Harry Kane is a centre forward, and he's trying to be I don't know, is he trying to reinvent himself?
We'll come back to it as Ronaldo is coming forward here for Manchester United, a man who has reinvented himself, but as a more offensive player, not midfield player, as Kane seems to have gone the other way. On towards Shaw, sliding challenge by Emerson Royale, and that's a throw into Manchester United on the left-hand side. Throw in from Luke Shaw. All 5 of Tottenham's league victories this season have been by a single goal margin. They aren't big scorers in the Premier League. In fact, they as a team have scored less than quite a few players now, but most notably Mo Salah, Just the 9 goals scored in the Premier League to this point. At this stage last season, Heung-min Son had 9 goals. Luke Shaw still trying to take this throw, which is why I'm giving you such pointless stats, because there's nothing else to say. And Spurs have won the ball back. Romero upfield, Varane heads forward. Away by Dyer. Headed by Lindelof. Ronaldo miscontrols. Fernandes puts his foot on the ball for United. And chips it out to the left-hand side, and Shaw intercepted by Bergwijn. A reminder, this is the Premier League. What on earth was that period of play? Well, I suppose it's not on Man United to force the issue here, and I don't think they want to. They want to be sitting in deep and hitting Tottenham on the break, but at the moment Tottenham can't get forward.
That's exactly right.
Through ball here towards Heung-min Son, trying to change that. Varane is with him. It's out by the corner flag right-hand side. Back to Royal. Into Højbjerg. On the edge, Højbjerg. Looks for a 1-2. Play back towards Højbjerg from Lo Celso, but Maguire slides in with the challenge.
I'll tell you what, that ball goes in Lo Celso. Højbjerg carries on his run. If Lo Celso had just come back, he could have actually taken a shot himself, because 2 men went with him. Harry Kane was the last one there who's made the challenge.
Heung-min Son, right-hand side, left-footed cross. On by Højbjerg, trying to find Kane. It's behind the number 10 of Tottenham Hotspur, and that is a goal kick to Manchester United.
Just seen that one there. And they haven't really got a lot, have they, really?
Well, fans get frustrated, I think, when it's just a straight swap, when things are clearly tactically not going well for the team. But of course we are laymen in this, so as someone who's won this division, Paul, I mean, what's the thought process there to just change a player?
I really don't know. I mean, if anything, you'd have brought on Bergwijn and then maybe taken off maybe a central midfield player, because you could have asked Mora to drop a little bit deeper, maybe more central, and do his work from further away, and you know you'd have got the same work rate, and he would have been in the box more often than most Spurs players already, and then he would have got himself back to make a defensive tackle. You don't have to ask him to work hard.
Clip towards Bergwijn from Dyer, edge of the area cleared away by Manchester United, and it's Wan-Bissaka driving forward. Slight heavy touch from him. Højbjerg challenges, but Wan-Bissaka loves a slide tackle, and he's somehow won that ball when it was about 70-30 in the Tottenham's man favour. And here's Cavani cross field, trying to find Ronaldo. Nowhere near Ronaldo. Royal will look to see this one out, does see this one out, and that's a goal kick for the home team.
That's one of the big problems with Manchester United at the moment. They feel obliged to give the ball to Ronaldo, and he didn't have to go there by Cavani. He could have given it then to Fernandes on the same side of the park and kept it.
And it's gone. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1 on Premier League Live. The goal coming from Cristiano Ronaldo against high-flying West Ham. Monday Night Football. Wolves take on Everton. Back here, Royal coming forward for Tottenham Hotspur. He takes on Shaw, low cross, good ball. It's away by Varane. The striker was at the back post. Harry Kane, nowhere near it.
Nowhere near it. And no one else had made a run in because no one actually believed that Royal was going to get the ball in, and it was a wonderful ball in, about 5 yards in from goal.
Down the line from Emerson Royal towards Son. Son wants a foul there from the challenge coming in on him, does he?
I think he should have had one, by the way. Harry Maguire had hold of his shirt. All he's got to do is usher him to the corner flag, and he's trying to take his shirt off his back.
Here's Royal, back heel. Cavani clears. And it's recovered by Romero on the halfway line. Very strange game at this moment in time, and I couldn't tell you which way it's going to swing. Neither team been particularly impressive to this point. One piece of quality from Ronaldo, the only real piece of quality. That certainly wasn't quality from Emerson Royal, who just wallops across over the penalty area, over every single Spurs player. Nowhere near Stephen Bergwijn, who I don't think has touched the ball since coming on.
I'll tell you
it's out of play for a throw.
I'll tell you what he hasn't done either. He hasn't pulled his socks up yet.
Literally or metaphorically?
No, literally. I'm just looking at him now. It looks like he's just warming up where his socks are situated.
What about metaphorically?
They just should be there anyway. Because he's...
8 attempts from Tottenham, nothing on target. Same number from Manchester United. 2 have hit the target, 1 the back of the net from Cristiano Ronaldo. At TalkSport Live, the place to let us know where in the world you are listening to us and your thoughts on this match. Wow. Wesley is with us in southwest Georgia in the US on a tractor whilst cutting hay. There you go. I love to know what people are doing whilst they're listening to the commentary, as both teams here struggle to get hold of the football. Harry Kane has won it by the corner flag on the right hand side. Shaw and Maguire are with him. England teammates, of course. Fred over there too. Kane desperate for a throw, desperate for anything off United leg, and he does win a throw, and he takes it quickly, and it's into the stomach of Lo Celso, cleared by Shaw. Short to Fernandez. McTominay looks to bring United away. He's caught by Bergwijn, and that should probably be a yellow card for the substitute, who's now made contact with a shin before he's made contact with a ball. Well, he maybe not be getting a yellow card for that one, Stephen Bergwijn, but he probably should. Before that, Paul, there was a kind of just wallop forward from Tottenham, rather aimless, which kind of led to that scramble, if you like, by the corner flag. There's not a great deal of quality from the men in white so far.
There hasn't been any quality at all from an individual or from the team, really. They just haven't done anything. This is poor. It's poor as I've seen Spurs in a long, long time, to be perfectly honest. I think when you look a lot better than what we've seen since he's gone.
Well, the other question too is why they'd let Jose Mourinho go, considering they've hired a bloke who plays very similar to Mourinho without the success. There's a question mark to that tactical plan, but maybe there wasn't one, as Bruno Fernandes wins it on the halfway line here for Manchester United, and Ronaldo's away from his man, and he's see Cavani! And that's so for Manchester United. The veterans Ronaldo and Cavani both score. The veterans Ronaldo and Cavani combine, and Manchester United slay the ghost of the 5-0. They're 2-0 up.
I will say, first of all, the ghost is going to be round for quite a while. This is just a bit that's just got in between at the moment in time. But when you see two players of that stature combined like that, you have to turn around and you have to applaud it, because first of all, Fernandes, who's just bided his time and then let the pass go to Ronaldo, and Ronaldo just saw the movement and the run of Cavani. We've talked about it, but that just says, he's running one direction instead of just standing around and waiting. He's then made a second run closer towards the ball, and with just how well he's played, we have to say, at centre half, if we just look at Romero, he gets caught out by the movement of Cavani, and the finish was sublime as well.
Who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Nuno, if you think United's done? It's Dad's Army with both goals for Manchester United. First Ronaldo, then Cavani, and that's the game.
And Tom Rennie has had that one written on his
BBC sitcom fans. Anyway, 65 minutes gone, 2-0 to Manchester United. What are Tottenham going to do now, Paul? Because they are in desperate trouble here, and you mentioned it before the goal. This is as bad as you've seen them. They were pretty much this bad last week against West Ham.
Yep, and there can't be a reaction. They just haven't got it there. There's nothing there at the moment. They are so flat, Tottenham. A defeat against West Ham was bad enough for them. Losing this game as well has made this is a big game for them, and they haven't risen to the occasion. They're flat. Manchester United. There's no one out there at the moment who could make a difference to these sides. So, at the moment, two sides who are teetering with the idea of changing the person at the helm, but there's no one concrete out there who they believe can make it 100% better.
Change for Tottenham. Oliver Skipp withdrawn and Dombele is on. Spurs have a free kick midway inside United territory. Delivered in, cleared away by Fernandes. Recovered by Højbjerg. On to Son. He'll find Royal. Away from Fernandes. Away from Wan-Bissaka. Son keeps it in. Cross is poor. Cleared by Shaw. Son was offside.
It's becoming predictable, really. Every time Tottenham go forward, you just wait for them to give the ball away. You wait for Manchester United to nick it. Then you wait for the counter-attack involving Fernandes, involving Cavani, involving Ronaldo. Three key players which Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs badly on the pitch every time they have a game. Otherwise, it's going to be difficult times ahead. But he needs those key players on the pitch. They're the ones who are going to, in theory, keep him in his job.
67 minutes, like he's been hit with the 2x4 in the face, but I don't think there's a great deal in this. Cavani is the man who's challenged him. Stuart Atwell having a word.
Yeah, but the thing about it, Stuart Atwell's telling him to calm down. He's virtually saying, I am calm. He's saying the players made a meal of it. Yep. You don't need someone reacting like that, like the referee, like it's the worst thing in the world.
Has he got it right today, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Well, he's gone with it. It's worked against Spurs. I don't think this would work playing his system against many teams, to be perfectly honest, because Spurs aren't testing anybody at all this season. What they have got, they've been quite fortunate. Can they get any more out of it? Only by more good luck, to be perfectly honest, Tottenham.
Tottenham fans, your thoughts to @TalkSport Live. What's going on? Why has this been so poor? What's Nuno getting right? What's he getting wrong? What would you do? What's happening with Harry Kane? It's all on Tottenham now. Manchester United no longer the big disaster in the Premier League, if you like. It's all kind of been about them this week, but they're getting the job done here. Tottenham have got to show a reaction, and right now, cross comes in from Davis, cleared away by Manchester United, recovered by Ronaldo and Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka on the far side has been pickpocketed by Bergwijn. Dyer will find Ndombele, who's been robbed easy by Fernandes. And it's Cavani, looks to slip in Ronaldo. Højbjerg's fallen over, Ronaldo's got it again. Onto Bruno Fernandes, Romero just there in time to nick it before Bruno Fernandes could be in. But Man United tried whatever they could to get that wrong and tried whatever they
him week out against more intelligent teams who know how to defend against someone like him and how to counteract that by using that space in behind him. I'm not really sure, but I must say,
Santo, is there a way to energise this team? Heung-min Son over on the right-hand side. Lo Celso crossfield to Davis. Cushions back to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Down the line to Davis. Bergwijn wants it short. Here he is now. Højbjerg over on that far side. Into Lo Celso. Busy in the first half, rather quiet in the second. Cross towards Harry Kane, and it's away by Varane. And Paul, we're seeing the benefit now of the three centre-halves, because Harry Kane's got nothing against the trio of Red Devils defenders today.
I must say, he hasn't really worked for me. He hasn't done anything. He hasn't worked for his team at all. He's pondered during this game, to be honest. He's tried to drop deep, and when he's on the front line, he's not making big runs in behind him, even running offside. He's just been going across the front, and the moment he doesn't get the ball, he doesn't make another run like Cavani would do. He thinks that one run is enough. If you don't find me well tough, I'm not going to make another run. It's not very good, to be perfectly honest.
9 goals is the fewest they've scored in the Premier League season at this point since 2013. Andre Villas-Boas in charge of a disaster season back then before his sacking.
They've had a few disaster seasons, haven't they? Ramos as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously the bus conductor, as you mentioned earlier.
Christian Gross, God bless him. It's been so easy at this point for Manchester United, Paul. They're able to rest Ronaldo for 20 minutes here. He's being withdrawn for Rashford.
Yeah, and if I was going to say they was going to bring a player on, then it was always going to be Rashford.
Would you make of Ronaldo's performance? He scored one, he set up one, he's done anything else?
Well, to be perfectly honest, what can you say? When you've gone and done what he's done, doesn't matter what you say. Stats are stats, isn't they? He's there in black and white, to be perfectly honest. He's gone and done enough for his match. He's saved him for a week. Got another game coming up, another important game coming up next, and then the one after that is just as important as that game last Sunday.
Yeah, it's Atalanta on Tuesday out in Italy for Manchester United. Then it's that Manchester derby early next Saturday. Make sure you are with us for that one. Paul back with us for a tremendous game of football, and well, then we'll see maybe if the ghost has been slain. But it's really good result this against Tottenham, and I'm calling it a result with 20 minutes to go. I'd be staggered if they got back in this game, Tottenham. I mean, listen to the atmosphere around this ground.
It's flat, so flat.
I mean, everyone's still in, you won't be able to tell, but no one's got anything to say. What is there to say? There's a free kick here to Manchester United, fouled by Ben Davies on the halfway line. And we're going to see another change here for Tottenham Hotspur. Dele Alli is going to come on for Giovanni Lo Celso.
Well,
he was in the game, wasn't he, for a while, Giovanni Lo Celso?
Yeah, in the back end of the first half, he took it upon himself to see what he could do, and it hasn't worked out. Then they bring on Dele Alli, who at one point everyone was feeling sorry for him, but he hasn't really cut the mustard, to be honest. He hasn't pushed on. He's a player I saw as somebody who got into the box off of passes in. Him and Harry Kane had this relationship. He would go up front, Harry Kane would drop in, they'll find each other. The problem is he's lived off the back of that and suddenly decided that he wanted to be a number 10, and he's just not good enough in that role.
Here's Ndombele trying to imprint himself on this game. Fouled by Fred. Who then goes on to foul Bergwijn. That's a double yellow, surely, for Fred. And I think a couple of Spurs players are just saying that was 2 yellow-worthy challenges. I think they're absolutely right to try and highlight that point, but you never really see that happen from a referee.
No,
so
it's never going to happen. I don't know what Fred was thinking. I think even Scott McTominay's come across and virtually kind of pushed away and said, like, virtually, calm down. Put his arm in his chest. Trying to say, calm down. What he's doing, you're 2-0 up. Just be composed.
Cruising at the moment, Manchester United. A red card will give suddenly a lift to Tottenham Hotspur. Their performance will not give themselves.
It's a great reaction to come back from being beaten 5-0. Coming back strong. The problem is it's 5-0 against Liverpool. That won't be forgotten for a long, long time.
Son's clip, Dyer's head, Over on that far side by the corner flag. Dyer retrieves it. Cross towards the centre is blocked, and I think that might be the end of Fred's night here. Nemanja Matic is already stripped up and ready to come on. Now I'm going to take the throw here, Tottenham, before that sub is able to happen. Cross from Davis, blocked on its way through. That's a corner for Tottenham Hotspur. Over on the far side, can they make this one pay? It's their sixth of the game, Tottenham. One of them did find the back of the net, but the offside flag quite rightly went up against Christian Romero. Heung-min Son is over this one. A goal changes everything. They always do. Son's delivering. Very, very weak. Bruno Fernandes with a volley up but not too far away. Bergwijn doesn't get the bounce. Does get the second ball though before he's robbed by Wan-Bissaka, and they can break here, Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes forward to Rashford. Rashford looks to take on Højbjerg. Fernandes keeps on going. Rashford wants it again. It's crossfield to Cavani. Cavani, he could have hit it first time. Let it bounce and brings it under control instead. It looked like it was on for a second there.
I don't think he wanted to overstretch, to be honest. Ooh.
Here's Harry Kane on the far side. Harry Kane is in here in the penalty area. Cross comes in. Blocked by Scott McTominay. And Harry Kane, he was through there from nowhere, but didn't look like he was going to do anything with it, and now he's in frustration, brought down Scott McTominay.
Be interesting what the referee does here. I don't know, because Scott McTominay just falls down sometimes just for the sake of it. I don't know if he's made any great contact. It was back Cavani who's made that mistake. At least he's there chasing back, trying to get back, I should say. But Harry Kane, it was poor in the end what he's tried to do. And that's the first time we've really seen him with any space around him to do something, and he fails.
And Nemanja Matic still stripped up and ready to come on here. They may have changed their mind on the substitution, because Bruno Fernandes is now the man being withdrawn for the Premier League veteran, Nemanja Matic, and Fred will stay out there. Bruno Fernandes coming off, Paul. Your thoughts on him?
Well, I just think he's had one of his better games for a while now. He's definitely more involved in making things happen than what he has been for a while. 100% better than what he was last week. It's just about him combining with Ronaldo, of course, but not always feeling he's got to pass the ball to Ronaldo. That's the problem. He gets entangled in that, and we've seen him today. He's been a little bit better than what he has been in previous weeks.
I see a little debate on our Twitter page about Christian Gross here, so I'll give you that stat again in case you missed it earlier on. Nuno looking to avoid becoming the first Spurs boss to lose 5 of his first 10 Premier League matches in charge since Christian Gross back in 97-98, legendary at Tottenham for all the wrong reasons. So it will be an equivalent record to Christian Gross after 10 games for Nuno Espirito Santo in terms of Premier League defeats only, but certainly not someone you want to be compared to if you're a Tottenham Hotspur manager. That's where it's going at the moment. But the question then, Paul, if Spurs fans do want to talk about a replacement, is that Nuno was about the 15th person offered the job, wasn't he, in the summer, and no one else wants to be Tottenham boss at this moment in time, certainly not of the kind of manager they would want. So if you did jettison Nuno, and that's not something I'm advocating or even saying is going to happen, but if you did, who's left? Everyone's turned it down.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They have, and he did. You read the stories, you see that, well, you hear that he talked to Conte, and he got mentioned. Everyone thought it was going to happen, and I think Daniel Levy got a little bit scared about having Conte, knowing what his demands are about. And to be honest, he demands a lot, because at the moment he's a manager to have, because he's been winning league titles. But he comes at a price, and I don't mean always financially.
Yeah, Antonio Conte is a bit of a spectre over all the Premier League right now, as Manchester United fans listening will be well aware as well. But Solskjaer has stayed, and Solskjaer is delivering at the moment a pretty comfortable victory against Tottenham Hotspur, as Ben Davies is booked here for a foul on Scott McTominay as he looked to start the counter-attack for Manchester United. Paul, this game is really, really drifting.
Yeah, I really wish it was drifting towards only about a minute left, because it's lost its way, to be perfectly honest, the game. It's gone so flat. Scott McTominay gets kicked on his left leg, holds his right leg. It's gone mad football. This game's it's had enough now. There's Tottenham players out there who do not want to be there at this moment in time. A bit like United players last weekend. But the United players have got to remember, this win doesn't make a lot of difference from what happened a week ago. It needs a few more wins. It needs better performances. It needs Ole to decide on what he's going to do. He's been playing 2 up front with Cavani and Ronaldo. Is he going to do that all the time? but if he's going to do that, he's going to have to try and do it, in my opinion, with a back four rather than playing three at the back with wing backs.
Well, they won't be facing opposition as weak as this every time out in the Premier League. They really have been weak today, Tottenham, to this point. And I'm sorry if we sound a bit savage, Tottenham fans listening, but there's very little positive that I can tell you at this moment in time. I don't know if Paul can, but I certainly can't. It's a big 10-12 minutes here. 78 minutes gone, 2-0 to Manchester United. What have they got in response? There's been no response from Tottenham since Cavani second on 64 minutes. Ronaldo with the opener on 39. Fred here, he's got to get taken off. I tell you what, he's brought down Bergwijn here, and the longer he stays in the field, this happened before with Fred, he's going to get sent off soon for a silly nothing challenge like that, and I can't believe it was Fernandes who was withdrawn and not Fred, to be honest.
Well, I think he's looked at Fernandes because he's thinking about the game against Atalanta.
Here's Royale on the far side, gets a cross in, blocked by Cavani. Corner for Tottenham Hotspur, yet another corner for Tottenham, their 7th of the match.
To see Cavani there holding high up on the back of his buttock, I just wonder if he's just felt something.
Royale did well to get away from Fred there, but again, he couldn't put the tackle in Fred because of that yellow card. Corner for Tottenham. If they get back in this game, it would be utterly undeserved, Tottenham, but that's not the way football works. Ball comes in from Heung-min Son. That's a ball that at least finds the penalty area. Dele Alli, yeah, he came on. Swings his boot at the ball and misses it. Recovered by Bergwijn and back to Højbjerg. And Ndombele now. Down the right to Royale. Bit of space for him. Into the feet of Heung-min Son, who's up against Luke Shaw. Corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Royale, Heung-min Son, edge of the area, tries to slip him in, blocked by Luke Shaw. Fernandes gets there before Son, he goes down. And that free kick is given, and it was always inevitable that he was going to look for that one there, Marcus Rashford. They just never looked like getting anywhere near the Manchester United goal, and we've been critical of Tottenham today for understandable reasons, Paul, but a lot of that comes from the team they've selected here, Manchester United. Very, very solid, very tough to break down, and they're going to come away with a pretty solid performance and result here.
Yeah, they've done all that up against a weak Spurs team, to be perfectly honest. They haven't shown anything about it. Spurs used to thrive in this game, used to love it. Always used to be one of those clashes in London which everyone just loved because it had something about it. This game was all about two managers under pressure, but the actual, what we're going to see 90 minutes is really inferior, other than the two goals, has been very, very flat.
Well, some concern here for Manchester United. Edinson Cavani, whose injury issues have been well documented. Off here, Jesse Lingard, perennial substitute at Old Trafford, is going to come on to replace him, and that's the issue, right? When you play a 34-year-old and a 36-year-old up front, you just can't keep them fit week in, week out, maybe even get them through 90 minutes. And both of the goal scorers now withdrawn. One, it seems, with an injury.
Yeah, it does seem that way. It was quite high up what he was holding, but maybe just more precaution than anything else, really. They might have done it, but for a little while.
Yep. Jesse Lingard, of course, so impressive in that loan to West Ham last season. Wanted to come back to Manchester United to win back a starting place at the club he loves so dearly. This is 5th time from the bench in the Premier League, yet to start a single game in this division since returning to Old Trafford. United coming forward here. Fred will now stay on for the 90. We still just have the 3 subs in the Premier League. His through ball intercepted, and Tottenham can break away with Dele Alli. Ali finds Bergwijn midway inside the half. On the left-hand side, crossfield towards Kane. Kane brings it down. Kane gets a shot away. Blocked by Harry Maguire, who stood firm. That goes out for yet another corner.
I'm just surprised there because Harry Kane just seems to pull away. Didn't want to get involved in anything contentious there with Maguire. He stands away, not going to happen. Hits him on the arm, by the way, and then comes back to him off Maguire. And that's when he gets the shot off the next bit. There you are. He's surprised that it's hit him. And then he's gone for it again, and somehow he's got a corner.
Son's delivery. Dele Alli once again misses it. Recovered by Ndombele over on that far side for Tottenham. 83 minutes gone, it's 2-0 to Manchester United. And Ndombele found by Højbjerg. Down the line to Dele Alli. Jesse Lingard is with him. It's back to Højbjerg. Nowhere to go left, so he brings it right. But it's back to Emerson Royale, who are playing like they're winning this 2-0.
No, it's unbelievable how they're just passing across the back. They're not even being closed down by Manchester United. And then
a big pump forward to nowhere. De Gea catches it And this really is pitiful from Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, and that was...
Along with Norwich, are the team you wanted to face if you were Manchester United. I'm not sure anyone else would have given them such little resistance today in the Premier League.
That's a good shout, by the way.
And Ndombele back towards the centre circle. Dyer with a pass right to Emerson Royale. May as well cross it. Does cross it. Away by Varane. No Tottenham player challenging for it. And Ndombele beats Rashford in the air. Højbjerg heads back to Royale. He finds Heung-min Son. Shaw, who's just closed down Heung-min Son all day, does it again here. And it's back to Christian Romero. 5 minutes to go. You wouldn't know it, but there's 5 minutes to go and the home team are losing 2-0. Davis ball in. Up in the air by Varane. Kane heads into the area where Harry Kane should be. It's away by Matic. Further away by Wan-Bissaka. Recovered by Ndombele. Credit to the Tottenham fans who have stayed at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. To the
been for him, that's his poorest decision yet to do what he's done. That's the comfort zone, that's the bit he's got to get out of his game. Doesn't matter they're winning 2-0, you still do it properly, trying to beat people, knock it through their legs in your own defending third. Not a clever thing to do.
Maguire onto Shaw in their own area, Manchester United, but they play it out well. Lingard, nice touch into Fred, held up by Højbjerg. Fred's done well to win the ball back for Manchester United. Here's Jesse Lingard on the far side in his cameo role for Manchester United. Fred to Matic, into McTominay. Spurs trying to win it back. Rashford could be in here. Matic to Rashford. Rashford's in! It could be any score from now. It could be a Liverpool-like score from now. So bad have Tottenham Hotspur been. Rashford with the goal.
Well, I think you said it before, Tom. When you've been given a tank in the week before, you want something that's going to get you back, and you've given the opportunity to go and take it, then Tottenham are the team you want. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. That was close, by the way. I think VAR will have a good look at that just to make sure. But still, if there was going to be another goal scored, it wasn't going to be by Tottenham. Haven't looked like scoring a goal. Haven't even looked like threatening the goalkeeper.
Rashford with the goal. We think he's onside. That's his second in the Premier League this season, in his third appearance in this division, as he tries to work his way back to fitness and form. Unerring finish, wasn't it, from Marcus Rashford there?
It certainly was. It was a good finish. In those areas sometimes he lets himself down, but it was a really, really good finish. And we have to say the way they've attacked as a free, it looks really good the way they've gone about it in this game. He's left out Mason Greenwood somewhere along the line. You think yourself, could he play in this system? What they're looking at, could Sancho get in there and get a run? This was a game that you really wanted, maybe to get Sancho on the pitch, just to get a good feel factor, being the team that's in front, in control of a game, and seeing you get more out of him. Hasn't been used, so another game, another day.
Just trying to listen to the Tottenham fans here who are chanting, we want, I thought it might have been Nuno, but I think it's Levy. They're saying, we want Levy out. Couldn't quite hear that chant, and it's died down a bit, mainly because so many Spurs fans who moments ago I was praising for staying to this point have now started to go home.
Yeah, it has gone that way. People are, Spurs fans are saying they're not so much looking at the manager, they are looking at the people above.
Another corner here for Tottenham Hotspur, which is whipped in, away by Maguire. Fred brings it down, challenged by Ben Davis. And Ndombele, he's been caught, and they can come again here, Manchester United. Oh, it's a poor ball to Lingard from Rashford. And it's been swept up by Højbjerg back to Hugo Lloris, the World Cup winning, long-serving goalkeeper of Tottenham Hotspur. Royale to Dele Alli. Dele Alli forward to Royale, who's actually done really well there to control that really poor pass to him. There's nowhere to go here, so he's got to just keep on going towards the corner flag. Well, at least someone intercepted by the leg of Fred, and it goes out for a throw-in. No, it'll be a corner, to Tottenham Hotspur. Another corner to Tottenham Hotspur. Their 10th of the match by my count. Not a single one of them has been threatening, really, bar the one that was quite rightly ruled out as a goal for offside by Romero. And Son's delivery again is weak. It's cleared away by Maguire's head, recovered by Bergwijn, who has had no impact. It's coming on for Lucas Moura. Bergwijn down the line here. Royale, he'll find Son away from Fred. Cross comes in, blocked by Matic into Kane. Shaw has just nicked it before Kane could swing a boot. Recovered by Royale to Ben Davis. Davis will find Ali. Ali down the line to Højbjerg. Back to Ben Davis. Dele Alli wants it again. Davis up against Lingard will find Højbjerg. Cross comes in. Romero's gone forward. Going to be lumped clear by McTominay. Matic then gets there. Fred on towards Jesse Lingard. And there's a break on here for Jesse Lingard if he wants to use the man on his left. It's Fred. Emerson Royale. Well done, Emerson Royale. Sliding in, covering his team, winning the ball back. Goes for a throw on this near side.
I saw him play early in the season for Spurs at Crystal Palace, Royale, and I was so disappointed with what I saw. A lad who come from Barcelona, but he's definitely proved to me he's got a bit of a heart about him. He's given everything this evening, I should say.
3 minutes added on at the end of the 90. It's the kind of thing that only happens in England. If this game was in the Bundesliga, they'd have blown the whistle on 90. So over is it at this point, but we are sticklers. It's almost the opposite of the cliche that you expect, that Germany almost do a mercy whistle blow at this point, but here it will play out until the time is up. In truth, Paul, this game has been up for a long, long time.
It has, without a doubt. I think Manchester United are going to win it so easily.
Yeah. And win it easy, they have. And what does this mean for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this result? Not just the score line, but the dominant way it's come. I mean, they haven't played particularly well, but certainly been a lot better than the team that they're playing.
I don't